Hi guys, this is a quick demo of the interactive script tool for telemarketers. In front of your screen you should see the script that is designed for the telemarketers. The marketing department provided this, and this is what's going to be given, I guess, to the telemarketers to use as their script to call our prospect and leads. My concern about this is that you'll notice, like right here, it's asking to speak to the owner, which is great, but if that owner is not available, then do a callback. And my concern about that is just that the way it's laid out, it doesn't allow us to capture additional information. We don't find out about is there more than one location. Is it privately owned? All this, the census, all that type of information. And I believe, it's my belief that if you're just talking to a receptionist, some of that information you can get. So what might happen with this script is if we leave it in its current form, if we give that to telemarketers, those telemarketers are going to burn through our list. They're going to make a lot of calls and a lot of callbacks, eating up time when they can be data mining and collecting information, but passing that, unfortunately, because of the way it's structured. Additionally, I've interviewed a number of these candidates, and I can tell you that training is going to be a challenge. And so we have to simplify this so that they have more tools available and they can present themselves with more credibility. And so what I've done is I've taken the telemarketing script and I put it into a flowchart form, right? And this becomes an easy visual for training and for the telemarketers use daily to look at the key points they're going to be talking with. And the most important 2 points first are the conversation flow. Of course, they're going to start off by introducing themselves, blah, blah, blah. But from there, they should either talk to the decision maker, right? Or, gosh, my drawing skills is just so poor. Let me do that again. Anyways, they should talk basically to the decision maker or anybody else. And if that anybody else, I'm just going to call them a receptionist. And with that receptionist, sure, they can do a callback, but that's not what I want them to do. I want them to get information and they should find out things like location, census, do data mining, to find out about, how big is this agency, what type of dollar range are they getting, if they can share any information, and filtering things like, what's the competition. You can see this, by the way, this is an interactive chart. It's just not a GIF. It does move, you can move these objects around. Finally, they can do callback, and that's for if they're talking to a receptionist. Now, if they're talking to the decision maker over here, then we want them to find out about about Synergy. I'm calling it our stuff. Present that information. Hopefully, go to a demo. If it's not going to a demo, talk about the product. If they can't get information about that, they can't present a healthcare Synergy solution, then they should gather information about other stuff. But even this is a nice visual tool, but it is interactive. And when I say interactive is that if I click on this button here, boom, it pulls up the script. So if they forgot the script, they have access to it immediately. The same thing here. If they don't know what EMR is, they can click on it, and boom, I pull it into Health IT Gov. So it gives them an understanding of it. These links, or let's just say this content that I have linked to, we can change this on the fly, and we can add additional nodes that I have out here. So we can add additional nodes, we can position them differently, and they'll all be available. Another thing is that what's really nice is that as this telemarketer, and you can see how this script is really an interactive tool, because as a telemarketer is talking to the decision maker, and they're talking about the product, and they're talking about mentioning buzzwords like EMR, and they talk about Oasis. I don't want them just to talk about Oasis, what their knowledge is about Oasis, but how Oasis interacts with Synergy. And so I push them immediately to the Q&A side of the Synergy website. So that way they have topics, buzzwords, talking about ICD-10, talking about how to submit, things like that, and so they become more credible to the prospect, to the lead. They're able to funnel questions or at least present more information. At the same time, we have access to over here the chat. So let's say questions start popping up that are above their capacity. We don't want to put the caller on hold. The telemarketer can immediately chat with the Synergy agent and relay those answers back to that prospecting lead, giving a better sense of quality of call, better sense of credibility. And so this is what's nice about this tool, is that it has these features built into it, where we can link in and grow the script as we need to. It's not just this static script that we have here and that has a little arrow that points down and says, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, closing. Now we have a visual aid that one glance, I understand the flow of it. And we do point out things like we want them to research, Google, get information even if they're not talking to somebody. Find out if they can find out, is it privately owned? Maybe are they running Windows or are they running Mac? Find out what information they can. Okay, so looking at all this, you're probably wondering, great, Rennie, this is pretty and everything, but how does that interact, or how does that really fall into the CRM? Because, are we going to have them have multiple pages or what for using the CRM? And let me just go to this next tab, and this is the CRM. Okay, so let me click in here really quick. I'm going to hit OK, log in, and so there it is. So in the middle of the page, for the telemarketing program, we have the same icon, the same visual tool. So this helps when they log into the system, and they have access again to the script just by clicking on that. So those buttons, and if they want to go into leads, they'll be, of course, I'm looking at everything, not everything, I'm just looking at most of it. But if they go into leads, let's see, click on leads, they have all the tools available. I track to see other Synergy clients. I track provider numbers. I can do things in here where we can lay it out and say, let's just have them focus on Riverside and non-Synergy clients that are Medicare, Medicaid certified, have them search there. And then once they go through that list, it should narrow it down. Boom, and so you can see we found 33, so they'll go through this, and again, using that same script that I have here, the same layout to present each client. Okay, so this is pretty much the demo of the Telemarketer interactive script tool. Thank you. Oops.